Joseph 1. Is Joseph Immaculate Conception? Is Saint Joseph, Jesus' adoptive father, Immaculate Conception? Well, to that question I would answer right away, no. Nothing in the tradition, nothing I would say, in the stability of this tradition which is transmitted from generation to generation, allows to affirm it, unlike the Virgin Mary where, despite the struggle of the great theologians like Saint Thomas Aquin, against this idea, it has imposed itself on the Catholic Church. And the Virgin Mary, is the Mother of God. This is another thing. Saint Joseph, when you look at who he is, you can see that he's a fair man. But his justice is that of the Old Testament, from the Old Testament to its summit. But all the same, he does not refer to the law of God, which he would patronize in an intimate heart, because his presence would be as strong as it was, in the heart of Eve and in the heart of the Virgin Mary. No. He refers to the law of Moses, and therefore, when comes upon him the terrible ordeal of his young wife, betrothed, who is pregnant, and not of him, and instead of directly connecting with the Holy Spirit, as we are currently seeing in Christian people, to whom this happens, and who truly, understanding I would say, the act of weakness that their wife could have done, sometimes completely assume, forgive, and completely assume the child who is going to come and who is not from him. I have examples among Christians. Well, Joseph, he is going to look, by obedience, what is marked in the law, and the law gives him two possibilities: to publicly denounce Mary, he could do it, it is quite legal, it is the command of God, or so, give him a secret repudiation letter, so that, well, people do not know what happened, they think the child comes from him, but at least she does not live under his roof. He chooses what seems to him the most just, the least violent, in relation to the law of Moses, and that is the act of a man who still lives on the old law, which is quite normal, since Jesus will assume all his ancestors, who lived in this ancient law. Result: a recent tradition that tries to say that Saint Joseph was Immaculate Conception because currently in heaven he is one of the greatest saints, the one who protects the family, no one can deny it. Well, this tradition, I think, is not necessary. That Joseph was like us, a family man who fought to protect his wife and his adopted child is one thing, but that it was for that Immaculate Conception, it was not worth it. The Virgin Mary owed it, because at the cross she represented us. It was therefore necessary that she be perfectly lucid of all that was at stake, and that she commits herself by engaging us.